Hi, I'm Rick Luce with Ayre Rhinehart Realtors, also the president of the Midland Board of Realtors and the District 4 Director for Michigan Realtors, our state governing organization. I'd like to welcome you all back to my front porch. And just in case you were wondering, I do have a very happy pair of socks on. I'm going to be reading more today than I would typically like, but that's because this is some important stuff that I plan to cover, and I really don't want to miss anything. Today I'm going to discuss a topic that is very timely due to the historically low inventory levels in our market, multiple offer situations. I will approach it from the buyer's perspective today and save the seller's standpoint for a future installment. Multiple offers typically occur when there are more buyers in a price range in a particular market than there are sellers. They can also occur when there's a very hot commodity that hits the market, such as an affordable ranch condominium. I'm going to make you aware of some tools and tactics that will help you and your realtor put together the most powerful offer you can make, and in doing so, hopefully come away with the keys to that dream home for you and your family. The most important thing you can do is ensure that your realtor develops an open line of communication with the listing agent right from the get-go. You want to determine what other factors besides price are hot button issues for the seller. Do they need a quick or a delayed closing? Do they need occupancy after closing? Do they have a beautiful garden or landscaping that they're concerned the buyers will maintain moving forward? Has the home been in the family a long time, and do they want to make sure it goes to buyers that will love and appreciate it as they have? There are many other elements that could potentially affect the offer, but you get the idea as you tailor it to be the most attractive option for the seller. One simple method to make your offer more compelling and show that you're a serious buyer is to increase the amount of the earnest money deposit. A common rule of thumb in our market is 1%, but there's nothing to stop you from increasing that amount with very little risk. In most cases, cash is king. If you have the ability to pay cash, your offer will typically, but not always, trump any comparable competing offers that include financing. Another way to get a leg up on the competition is to attach an escalation clause to your offer. In its simplest form, it goes something like this. Buyer A will increase his offer by $2,000 more than any other bona fide or good faith competing offer made for 123 Elm Street. Make sure the escalation amount is sufficiently attractive relative to the purchase price. I always recommend adding an upper limit to the clause that the buyer is comfortable with, such as Buyer A will increase his offer by $2,000 more than any other bona fide or good faith competing offer made for 123 Elm Street in an amount not to exceed $160,000. To add further protection to your offer, you can add a phrase that includes a request for a copy of the competing offer along with the buyer's pre-qualification letter, a clarification that the price is net of any concessions or personal property, and an end date. A couple of other tools you can use to increase the value of your offer deal with the home inspection and the appraisal. Although I typically don't recommend it, you can waive the home inspection. A better option may be to limit the seller's liability on any issues that may arise as a result of the inspection. Finally, a buyer can agree to make up any difference between the purchase price and the appraised value. This can be a very attractive option for the seller in a market where demand and sales prices are outpacing the comps available to the appraiser. Keep in mind that there is no requirement that a seller with multiple offers consider the offers in any particular order, or that a seller reject the first offer prior to considering a second offer. Additionally, there is no requirement that a seller reject an offer in writing or even acknowledge receipt of the offer. A seller who receives an offer can accept, reject, or counter that offer. In addition, the seller can choose to do nothing. A seller can choose to sit on an offer while waiting for a second offer or not. A buyer can request that a seller respond in writing. However, the seller has no legal obligation to do so. Further, a realtor acting on behalf of the buyer is generally ethically prohibited from contacting directly any seller who is represented by a realtor. In conclusion, we are currently in a very competitive market and seeing a lot of multiple offer situations. It is imperative that you and your agent work together to craft the best offer you possibly can, because, as the saying goes, you don't get a second chance to make a best first impression. Take care, be well, and good luck out there. Be sure and stay tuned for the upcoming sequel, Multiple Offers from the Seller's Perspective.